Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Yes. Yes, indeed. It is Wednesday, right? Yes, it is indeed Wednesday night. Welcome. As we do our show live, we're not like those sissy podcasters that record them and then drop them whenever. We do them live, and then we drop them after we've done them live, and you can watch them whenever you want to, but we do them live in the flesh. And before you go thinking we've got Durham Bulls here, technically, we do not. Rudy's taking the day off. He deserves it. He should be. The man he came over here and joined, we haven't done a Mike Taylor Live since last year. This is not Mike Taylor Live. It's In the Building, but that was the show before we created In the Building when Rudy came over. And the man has worked his ass off for me and us in this company since January. He's in Mexico. He's on vacation. He's with his wife and kids. And I didn't demand that he take a day off, but today he's got stuff he's doing with his family, and he wasn't going to be able to do a show with us unless we stayed up real super late. And I said, dude, you're on vacation, man. So I think I kind of had to talk him into it because he's a workaholic. He's a dedicated dude. And I would like to come on here and tell you that he's got the squirts or he broke his toe chasing a donkey through the streets of Cabo San Lucas. But no, he's taking a day off because, God dang it, Rudy J deserves a day off. So let's all give a shout out to Rudy. He's taking the day off, but we'll do fine without him. Y'all did a show without me last week, and we're fine. DJ LG joins us from his studios at his DJ LG studios, and I am in my little apartment here. One more week. We're bearing down on just like 10 days. What is this, Wednesday? We move on the 17th. That's moving day. And so you can come over that weekend and help me get set up, I hope. That Sunday, maybe. That'd be nice. Or at some point that week. You threw it out there, man. You can't like welch on me now. And I don't live. I'm not that far from you, actually. Okay. And I don't want to give away my location, but you will not. It's not near where I live now. We've been living way up here on the damn north side, up by the rim, for 2 years now, and I'm having to fight through that awful traffic that is I-10 and the 1604 crossways. Because I live close to that, so every time I have to go anywhere, damn it, it's over there, unless I just finagle my way through the back roads, which also sucks. And so we're ready to get away from that. Point being, it would be cool if you come over and give me some tips, since, we're business partners, and you've got, our company, your life's future is tied to Love You Hard TV and In the Building, so maybe next Sunday.
You have a room for yourself?
Yes, sir. So, well, here's the thing. So there's a little bit of gray matter. And so now that you ask me that, we may have to wait a week. Let me make that make sense. So as time would have it, so it's a 3-bedroom apartment we're moving into. But Nina's oldest is going to have to be with us for 2 weeks. And then because he's moving to grad school at the end of the month. So let's do this. Let me get moved next weekend. Sorry, I'm all over the map here. I'm so busy lately.
I get it. Let the kid get the fuck out, and then I can move you in to the.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, I need to get. Yeah,
you have this way of like telling every single deal. I mean, you're a storyteller, so you.
I know, but it's an ass whip when we don't need the play-by-play. I don't have to play-by-play everything I do, which is a bad habit. I get it.
Yeah,
I am like a woman, and I gotta learn when to not do that when I start teaching here next week. I can't just turn everything into a 17-minute soliloquy on that time I got gas at the Valero and the guy cut me off. That can't take 15 minutes. Anyway, yeah, kid's gonna move with us for 2 weeks. At the end of the month, he's moving to New York. So I'll set up this little contraption I've got here at the new apartment in my bedroom, and then when he moves, come on over and we'll switch all this gear because then I'll have a guest bedroom that I'll turn into a studio once he's gone to NYU. All right.
We'll get you off that headset microphone too.
That would be awesome. That would be great. Santonio Jones is up in here on the super chat. Already we got money coming in. $1.99. Yes, back again. Very lively, very Texas. Sup. Sup to you, Santonio. Should I say sup to my students?
Probably.
They'll think that's stupid. No,
Yeah,
they'll think
go
it's
for it.
corny. I'm not going to be one of those old teachers that tries to hip talk the teenagers. First of all, that brings me down to their level. I ain't doing that shit. They're going to have to come up to my level. I ain't saying sup. And I ain't going to be called bro. That's going to be a pet peeve of mine next week. If I get broed, they get written up. It's Mr. Taylor, period. It's not Mike. It's not bruh. It's not dude. It's not sir. It's Mr. Taylor. Damn it. All right. Anyway, Annie G the 3's in here. Annie G3. $5. Thank you, Annie. Celebrating 5 months of membership. Boo, no Rudy. I'm sorry. We'll make the best of it without Rudy. And, when in doubt, they say talk Cowboys. And when in doubt, when you're playing shorthanded, get violent. America responds to violence and cussing and fart drops. So we'll have plenty of those here over the next hour-ish. So get in here with the chat. Let me know what you're doing. Thanks for joining us. For those that are going to watch this live, we start at 6 o'clock Central Texas time in San Antonio, Texas. And it is Wednesday. And that means that it is People I Want to Punch Wednesday, presented by the family lawyer of In the Building, the man who brings us People I Want to Punch on the daily, the great Orlando Kell, the noted family lawyer of In the Building, family law, divorce, custody, visitation, father's rights, enforcement, modifications. He's our guy when it comes to family issues in court, Orlando Kell. Today I want to punch. It's a good one.
Who you got?
I want to punch Utah Jazz big man sharpshooter Lauri Markkanen for pussing out and signing a deal with the Utah Jazz. Come on, man. I thought you wanted to be traded, son. I think he panicked. Lauri Markkanen panicked and extended his contract with the Jazz today. He's been on the trade block for months. There was no way he's going to be back with the Jazz. He was rounding third base on a trade to Golden State that they decided to, and Utah pulled the deal last minute. He's been rumored to go to Cleveland, back to Cleveland, I think. San Antonio might have been in the mix. But Lauri Markkanen, the 7-foot sharpshooter, has signed a 5-year, $238 million extension today with the Utah Jazzes. So, and to protect themselves, the Jazz signed the deal where now he has a no-trade clause for 6 months. He cannot be traded from Utah for at least 6 months. And what I read was the date, like in 6 months from the day that the contract kicks in, I think it may be official today, maybe this week, it comes right after the trade deadline in the NBA. So he's going to be with the Jazz at least the entire coming season. I thought he wanted out of there. I thought he wanted to do some damn winning. I thought he wanted to go play for a franchise in the NBA that mattered. Utah sucks. They're never going to win anything. I don't know what Danny Ainge was doing taking that job. You can't win in Utah because you cannot collect enough guys that want to stay in the city of Utah. And that's not a shot at the Mormons. Although some of y'all may think that is a shot at the Mormons. That's not.
A man of faith.
That is a beautiful state. But it's the weirdo capital of the world. They got some weird people in Salt Lake, and guys in the NBA don't want to live there. You think people in San Antonio get butt hurt? Nobody wants to live in San Antonio. Shit, no one wants to live in Salt Lake City, Utah. Not NBA guys, they don't. Unless they're, translucent. Unless they're as white as this notebook paper.
White people.
Hi, I'm Seth Davis. I play for basketball for Utah. I love the Jazz. We love to win 54 games every year and not get out of the second round. It's what we do best. You can't win in Utah. So Lauri Markkanen, enjoy losing with the Jazz. Punch him for pussing out. He panicked over the money, I'll bet you. So if he gets traded, it won't be till next summer. Next summer, so he will not be a Spur. I don't think. Well, certainly not now or not anytime soon. And that's Danny Ainge, man. That was a weird deal when I saw that Danny had taken the gig as the GM of the Jazzes. Danny's a badass when it comes to deals. The Warriors went hard after Markkanen, and that ultimately fell apart because and as okay. And as Ainge was saying, I'm not just going to give the dude away. I don't care. I don't care how it affects the team on the right now. I'm not just going to give you Lauri Markkanen. Guy's an all-star for a bag of beans and Bernard Trey fan. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. So Danny Ainge, he wouldn't cave in to all the different trade offers that were on the table. He's a badass. He's old school. He's got that bulldog comportment that he gained when he was in Boston all those years. And Markkanen claims that he's all excited. He's seen Jesus. He's excited to stay with the Church of Latter-day Saints. I said I wasn't going to offend the Mormons. So this, who knows? So the Spurs may still have an interest in Markkanen next summer.
Spurs.
But what is done as far as this season, and whatever the Spurs are going to look like this upcoming season, whether it's the current roster they have, or they bring in somebody else, or they make another trade once the season gets up and rolling, they will not have Lauri Markkanen on the franchise this year. That is my punch. LG. Normally you don't punch anybody. With Rudy being out, I thought maybe you'd have somebody. If you do, if you don't, that's okay. Oh, okay. Well, the timing is good. Who might that be and why, sir?
I would like to punch Boeing.
Now what?
Whoever's in charge of their spacecraft division has stranded 2 astronauts on the International Space Station. They don't know how they're going to get them home. And they're now asking for Elon Musk's help with SpaceX to send a Starship up there. Have you heard? You haven't heard about this?
Where? So I was in training I was in seminars all day learning how to teach.
Boeing built some spacecraft, sent 2 astronauts up there a few months ago. They were only supposed to be up there a week. They've been up there months because there was a gas leak in the damn Boeing spacecraft.
We're just now finding this out?
No, it's been an ongoing thing.
I didn't know. Where the hell? How I missed that story?
I don't know.
It's probably just like it's just like you see Boeing and you just skip through the headline because you're used to Boeing being in the news lately for all the wrong reasons.
So this is the latest thing. So they're taking so far they've lost $1.5 billion in their spacecraft division on this one mission right here.
All right, so this is not the International Space Station. It is that space station.
They sent a spacecraft. Boeing built a ship. Sent 2 astronauts to the space station, and they don't know if they can get them home safely. So now they're asking SpaceX if they can send one of their Dragon starships up there to bring them home.
Reaching out to your boy Elon for help. Come bring your jumper cables. We need help up here in space.
Boeing.
I told you that, Nina and I went and saw a few weeks ago that movie. Oh God, it was the movie about the Apollo 11 mission, the Apollo 13 mission that went to the moon. And all throughout the movie, they're working on the spacecraft and building the rocket. You have to see that Boeing logo everywhere. It was kind of a promotion for Boeing. Now, keep in mind, the movie took place in 1968-69, and that's back when Boeing was Boeing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's like, and now it used to be, if it ain't Boeing, I ain't going. Now it should be, if it's Boeing, I ain't going.
Yeah, just flip it around. I ain't going.
Problem is, Boeing they've made, of all the commercial planes currently in the air as we speak in this country, what percent are Boeing? 85?
I'd say over 50. I mean, over 60 probably. There's a lot of Airbus is big, but Boeing has a majority of the market in the U.S.
Golly, man.
Southwest is all Boeing.
I'll punch their asses. Carl Schoning's in here, son of Bill. Says that the reason Markkanen decided to stay in Salt Lake City because he's Finnish, and so it's a good fit living in Salt Lake. I don't think just because he's Finnish doesn't mean he wants to live in Salt Lake. From no, he's not like Finn. No, he's not finished. Yeah, no, he's Finnish. He's from Finland. Lauri Markkanen from Finland. Finland. Yeah. Just because he's from Reykjavik, or however you say that, does not
he'll
mean
enjoy the weather over there. I guess.
Oh, yeah, he probably walks out with a tank top on in the winter.
Skiing. He's going to be all over the slopes.
Yeah, he probably likes luge, weird-ass sports like that. But that doesn't mean he likes living in Salt Lake City. How do we know that the Finns are some cool dudes? And I know that because I didn't hang out with them, but back in my past life when I used to cover the Dallas Stars, they had 4 or 5 dudes from Finland on there. And they were chain-smoking, booze-drinking party boys. They probably weren't down with that Salt Lake City thing where you close all the bars after 6 p.m.
Oh, Finland gets ranked in the top 10 of happiest countries in the world all the time.
Hell yeah. And it ain't because they don't drink, man. You know what I'm saying? See. Ed Bermea with $1.99. Thank you, Ed. Sex harassment training. Oh, is that where you... And I wasn't in sexual harassment training, dude.
Do you have to do that for work? Sexual harassment training?
That hasn't come up yet.
Make sure you don't diddle a kid.
Well, I'm sure that'll get mentioned, man. How do you sign up to be an educator in the school system, and not just why do you need to be told, hey man, don't sexually harass your colleagues or the students? But I guess they have to do it to cover their butt legally. Which I get it. If I were a superintendent, of course there'd be some stuff in there about that. But it has not come up yet, but we have 2 more days left of training, so I anticipate it will come up. Ed's a teacher. He would know. All right, it's Orlando Kell. He would know about a lot of bad stuff. But Orlando does a lot of good. He turns a lot of lemons into limonada. He's a family lawyer. So if you're calling Orlando, it's probably because you're getting divorced, or you know somebody that is, or you're thinking about it, or you've had somebody file against you, whatever it might be. Orlando's our guy. He can take a situation that is hard, emotional, and awful for most, and he can't guarantee that it's going to turn into a happy thing, but what he can guarantee is he'll take care of the stuff that you may be too emotional to make best decisions on. Let Orlando handle your divorce on paper, especially if you're a dad and you're freaking out and your emotions are high and you're unsure of your future. Divorce is 99% of the time harder on the daddy. And that's where Orlando comes in. Call that man. He will take care of all the stuff that you can worry about other things and not the paper part of your divorce. He'll take care of you. Call Orlando. That's our guy. 210-775-4995. Or you can email him directly. He's at orlandokell.law@gmail.com. orlandokell.law@gmail.com. All right, so there's people I want to punch. Lead story of the day is not actually Cowboys, although there are some Cowboys notables I wanted to get into today. The lead sports story of the day is the very unfortunate news out of Austin, Texas. The very talented, very effervescent stud running back for the Longhorns, C.J. Baxter, is out for the season. He went down in practice either this morning or maybe yesterday afternoon. I think it was yesterday. Tweaked his knee. They figured it would be something that would keep him out some games. Got him into the MRI machine, and when the machine spit out the results, the knee is not good. And so C.J. Baxter is done. Had a crazy season last year because of injury. CJ actually was the starting running back last year on opening day, not Jonathan Brooks. If you remember, it was CJ who was the first true freshman to start for the Longhorns since 1995 when Ricky Williams started his fifth year. But then, week 2 or 3 in the Rice game, I want to say, Baxter got hurt and then missed several weeks, and that's when Jonathan Brooks got promoted to the starting spot. And Johnny Brooks took that job and just took off with it and kept the gig until later in the year. Then when Brooks got banged up, Baxter got a chance to play some in a platoon role later in the season. So just after having a season kind of discombobulated last year because of injuries, now he's out for the year before the season even starts. Absolutely sucks. But when you're Texas, there ain't no room you get to cry for about an hour, and then it's, they say next man up in the NFL. They say next man up in most colleges, but when you're UT and you're in the SEC, it's next man up, especially at running back. You better have 3 or 4 hosses in the stable, and they do, fortunately. So Jaden Blue is a guy that also got some pretty quality playing time last year, earned his letter jacket for sure, And Jaden Blue's a good ball player, as is this kid Jarrett Gibson they just brought in. So they've got hosses. The question is, Gibson's a baby, and he's going to have to be relied upon now, probably in a platoon role with that Jaden Blue. And is Jarrett Gibson going to be able to go out there and make love to pressure once the season starts? He's got the talent to do so for sure. And so while it sucks that C.J. Baxter's out for the year, the silver lining, which I even hate using that phrase when a kid just got out for the year, is that they got good dudes in running back at Texas, so they should be fine. All right, another punch. I punched Jim Harbaugh yesterday. That was my punch yesterday for lying his ass off. I didn't know that we were cheating. I had no idea I had coaches going to other games, buying tickets, sitting in the bleachers, and filming my opponents 2 weeks before we play them. I didn't know that. Bulls. It's one thing for Harbaugh to lie about it. It's another thing to go on this holier than thou, this rant, real churchy rant about how, well, I wasn't raised to cheat. We don't lie. We don't steal. We don't cheat. I wasn't raised that way. I don't act that way. Dude, you're the head coach at Michigan. Your ass was underachieving. All of a sudden, now you got guys illegally scouting your opponent. Now you win the national championship. Come on, man. So Harbaugh got punished today. Now, I'm sure he won't ever coach in college again. So this just came down ESPN News Services. The NCAA has announced a 4-year show cause order for Jim Harbaugh for impermissible contact with recruits. That has nothing to do with filming your opponents and players while access was restricted during COVID-19. Because, of course, Harbaugh didn't give a shit about COVID. Call him COVID schmovid. Harbaugh's probably watching that. What was that preacher? Kenneth Copeland. When Kenneth Copeland was trying to blow, he was blowing the COVID away. Harbaugh strikes me. That's the one. COVID-19. Go away, COVID. Go away. Harbaugh strikes me as the kind of guy with his pleated plants that probably watches shows like Ken Copeland. So, of course, he was cheating and contacting guys during the pandemic. So, whatever. It's punishment on paper. He probably won't ever coach in college football again. It's terrible karma to lie your ass off. I hope he don't get butt polyps, but boy, he lied his ass off. So there's the college news of the day. By the way, speaking of UT, I should remind everybody before we move on here to the next segment that August 31st, Texas, Colorado State, Week 1. And Rudy and I will be hosting a University of Texas football post-game show. So we're doing a post-game show all season after every game. Rudy, Jay, and I with a special Love You Hard production. And we need a name. I don't want to just call it the UT post-game show. Maybe that's one of my requests tonight for the chat. If you have any decent ideas, what should our Longhorns post-game show be called this year? We have a month. Actually, a little bit less. I don't want to call it the UT football post-game show, which, by the way, has some presenters, which I'm going to announce later this week. But these people don't want to put their name on. It's the UT post-game show brought to you by whatever. So y'all jump in there in the chat. What should we call the show? Maybe I'll bring you a gift. If you wind up being the person who names the show, perhaps Uncle Mike will bring you something. I will hand deliver it to you. There's no perhaps, I will. That's a guarantee. I absolutely will. All right. What else today? Before we get to some Cowboys notables, shout out to Bernie Little League, who has won the region, beating Louisiana, their arch nemesis. And Bernie has advanced to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, PA here in a week or so. Shout out to Bernie Little League. They're going to Williamsport. We've had a couple of teams in the years I've been a San Antonian that have gone up to Williamsport and accounted for themselves pretty nicely, as I recall. Was it McAllister Park? They had a real long run one year. So Bernie's going to the Little League World Series. There's a movie actually being produced right now with Luke Wilson, Owen's brother. They're going to portray what was it? Probably the year 2000, maybe 2001. A little league from Fort Worth actually caught the eyes of the nation and went on a long run themselves in the Little League World Series. And for whatever reason, I guess the coach had gotten sick or something, and they thought they were going to lose him, and they had all this back drama, and they wound up going to Williamsport, and they had a good run. I think they lost in the U.S. final. But whatever the story, Hollywood decided to depict a Little League from my hometown, which happens to be the Little League that I played for, not in 2000, in the mid-'80s. But my Little League, the West Side Lions, went to the World Series in 2000 or 1999, something like that, right around the turn of the century. And there's a movie coming out about them. I have no idea what the plot is. I looked at the trailer a month or so ago. It looked kind of cheesy, whatever. I might go see it just because I played there. But shout out to Bernie. They're advancing. Once again, that damn Bernie athletic department, man. All they do is promote good athletes, and those young kids, those 11 and 12-year-olds, are going to Williamsport to play in the Little League World Series. So shout out to them. All right, LG, maybe a little production value here as we get into some Cowboys quick kicks, if that's possible. We've got some people with the chat's starting to blow up with some people trying to name our post-game show for UT. That's good. Y'all put that in there.
I mean, we already got it named.
UT post-game show?
Longhorns overreact.
Isn't that a give up though? We used that before. We did Cowboys overreact.
I know. We own the overreact. You can put any team name in front of it. It's branding.
That damn Rich Eisen, where's his show now? Roku?
He does overreact. No, he does like overreact Mondays.
Yeah, I know.
A show called Overreact.
He stole the shit out of it from me.
But he doesn't have a show called Overreact.
No, but his Monday shows are called Overreaction Monday, which when I first heard that, I was both proud and pissed at the same time.
I guess the Spurs do have React, so Spurs React.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's think of something. 6th Street
Boogie.
It's all
I don't know. Let's
do
bullshit,
fun.
Though. It's all
I know. It doesn't have to be cheesy. 6th Street Boogie? I don't know. Bebo Boogie? Bebo Breakdown. No. But y'all are doing good. Keep it up. Help me with some ideas.
There
all right.
You go.
Cowboys notables today. It's been a very quiet camp. Although they got a preseason game coming up soon. And then, of course, they'll be breaking camp before too long. Perhaps we'll get a CD contract extension at some point. They, speaking of him, officially put CD Lamb on the did not show up list. I think it's called the did not report list. He's a no-show, no call. He's holding out because he wants a new deal, like Justin Jefferson's up at Minnesota. Cowboys told him no, so he decided not to show up to camp. So he is officially off of their training camp roster. He's been put on the failure to report list. And at some point, they'll get it done with him, just like they got Zach Martin done last year. At some point, they'll get CD done. He'll have his ass in camp, and I'll have pants rigor mortis first time he catches a touchdown for the Cowboys once the season gets up and running. What else today? The rookie left tackle from Oklahoma, was it Tyler Guyton? He got back today after 3 days out with a bad illness. I don't think he was partying with Rudy in Mexico, so we didn't get the Mexican squirts. I got texted a second ago saying, quit protecting Rudy. We all know he's got the squirts down there. Or maybe it's that water. I was told never drink the water anywhere in Mexico, not even in the resort. Bottle your own water, or take your own water. Or if you get water, take it.
4 kids to feed.
Find the kitchen or go to the microwave in your hotel and boil it before you drink it. Mike Mike says we should call the post-game show Me So Longhorny. Me So Longhorny. Don't hate it. It's funny. So Tyler Guyton's back after an illness. Yeah, of course, we don't talk a lot of training camp because some bitches ain't even played a preseason game yet, and I won't even talk a whole lot about the preseason game because ain't nobody going to play of note unless somebody gets catastrophically injured. But they did have high hopes that Cooper Beebe would start at center. Kid they drafted from Kansas State in the 3rd round. He's looked great. They were hoping he's like kind of the next Travis Frederick, you know. But all of a sudden, the last week or so, he's been outplayed by the veteran Brock Hoffman, who got some playing time last year and did okay. Brock Hoffman's no pressure virgin. He went out there and played in a few games of note. But they love Cooper Beebe. They want him to be the starting center for the next 5-6 seasons. But Hoffman right now has outplayed Beebe. And the question is, because they drafted Tyler Guyton, he's going to start at left tackle. Do you want 2 rookie starters on your offensive line? I don't think I do. What do rookies do? They screw up. That's what they do. They make dumbass mistakes at the worst possible time in games. And it's one thing to have your left tackle be a rook. It's another thing to be snapping the ball to Dak sucks, Scott.
Dak Prescott sucks.
Proud of that. That's why they did the pregnant pause. It's one thing to have 1 rookie at offensive line. It's another to have 2. So we'll see. But right now they like Hoffman. He'll probably start in the preseason game. All right, segment brought to you by GC Services Roofing and Construction. I went out and saw them on a job today. Did some video. We're going to produce that video for you probably tomorrow or the next day. Shout out to In the Building subscriber Shanna, who had to correct me and tell me that it is not Shauna. It is Shanna. She forgave me. It was a forgivable mistake. Certainly an accident. And they showed up out there this morning, and they are rolling through her roof. And that woman's going to go get her roof redone, and she called GC Services Roofing and Construction, and I like it. Serving San Antonio and Corpus, these guys at GC, Russ and Gino and his crew, they have gotten it done a handful of times now for In the Building people. Several examples of happy customers that called GC Roofing that were our people. You don't believe me? Reach out to some of these folks. Some of them are in the chat that have done business with GC. It is our roofers. GC, serving San Antonio and Corpus. They do residences, they do commercial, and they do solar install. 210-347-0426 or gcservicesroofing.com. gcservicesroofing.com. All right. My brother's in here with a funny one. Big old long orange one. You know what? I'm writing that down. It's pretty fun. Big old long orange one. I have to write everything down because I'm processing way too much information these days because of my newfound career and all the training I've been in all week. My brain's fried, and hell, I'm forgetful anyway. Big old long orange one. I don't hate that. Bevo's 5th quarter. That sounds like something you'd call a post-game show. I appreciate the response. AJ's in here. The University of Texas is going to win the national championship show week 1 through 12. Presented by the overhyped expectations and drunkenness enthusiasm of Texas Cheer Liquor. Okay, there's the name of the show. That's kind of long. AJ, go back to the lab and come up with an acronym that has all that in it, but it needs to make sense. The acronym right now would be UTGUDWAT. Come up with an acronym that makes sense. That's too damn long. Way too damn long. Give me a big old long orange one. Needs to be better. All right, it is In the Building, live from the Slacker studio. Who else we got in here? Matt Bernard, late night with the pole assassin. All right, let me write that down. Her husband's still the special teams coach too. We established that, right? I know they got married. Awesome. Late night with pole assassin.
She probably already has that show. On OnlyFans.
Surely she has an OnlyFans account or a podcast that probably has 2 million subscribers. All I'm asking for is for us to get 10,000. That's all the hell I want. I just want 10K and I'll be fine. All right. It is In the Building, presented by all kinds of people as we do it inside the Slacker studio. George is in here. Hefe Taylor, I got take the dump allowed Mayor Sports. Are you drunk texting? What? Are you texting while you're in the car? What the hell are you talking about, man? Oh, there's Ed. Great guys to work with. He's talking about GC effing roofing. Bet your ass he is. Bet your ass he is. 40 acres to 6th Street. All right. Hook 'em up the show. Oh, no. Hook 'em up the 40 acres after show. Bevo's Breakdown. Breakdown ain't bad, but, it's been done. I want something super. When they think it, when they hear that name, they'll be like, what the hell? And we're like, it's unique to us. Something that stands out. I want heads to turn with our name. Royce is up in here. $4.99 in the super chat. Thank you, Royce. What's up, Taylor? Glad to see this thing evolving. This thing is perfect on the afternoon drive STSA. Yeah, 6 o'clock start tonight. Now, don't get married to that at 6 o'clock. It's honestly the best time for me. With me being in school now most days, during the week anyway, weekends is a free-for-all. Like, we'll do our Sunday night shows. Can I announce that, by the way? That's official now. That's a thing. That's a thing. Now, let me hang on. Hold that point. I don't want LG got on me earlier for meandering too much. The weekday shows are going to continue to be a work in progress as far as the start time. We all three have side hustles. I'm teaching school. Rudy's managing liquor stores. LG is basically running the entire tech department at all UT athletic endeavors, not football.
Not really running it, but
whatever the hell you're doing, you're there for 12 hours a day every time you go.
Standard.
So the point being, we're going to play with the start time. We're going to play with that as the days go by. We're going to accommodate everybody's schedule. Here's what, and that sucks. I get that because a lot of y'all do want to watch this show live. Although 95, just I love all y'all. I love it. And that's the only way we make any tips is when y'all watch this thing live. But to be fair and to be honest, 95% of our viewers don't watch the show live. They watch it later. So they don't give a shit when we do it. They're going to watch it no matter what. And that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have as a podcast. This is good. We have enough people that do want to watch us live. They want us, and I get it. Y'all want us to do the show at the same time so you can schedule your days around it. And believe me, I get that. But with all three of us right now having these side hustles, we have to accommodate each other during the week. But we'll always announce it on our socials. We'll never just start a show. We're always going to post it ahead of time. I posted a link on Twitter and Facebook earlier today. The one thing I can say before we get to my entertainment news here, this is unequivocal. Every Sunday night, and have we established the time? 8, right? 8 o'clock?
Sure.
Now we're going to be doing shows every Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Matter of fact, that's also something we can sell. Who's interested in maybe being the title sponsor of the Sunday night show only? You can be the title sponsor of a particular show. Now, you can put your name on all these shows. We can be in the building presented by Best Made Pickles. We'll put your damn logo in the you see how they got the Slackers logo there? You become the title sponsor, we're going to have your logo up there. Everything we do is in the name of the show will literally have your company in there. In the building presented by Roku. In the building presented by Elon Musk and Space Lab, SpaceX, whatever. Or we can let y'all, few companies, or you want to promote something, you can do a one-off if you want. That's a good bit. Should I tell them how much or let them contact me first, LG? I know how you get about giving out money. Contact. All right. Let's say this. It's not like you're buying time on Fox Sports Television. All right. But we are going to sell up individual shows. You want to be just the Thursday show sponsor? You want to just be the title sponsor of our Sunday night extravaganza? Hit a homie up and let's talk. All right. Now let's move into entertainment news on In the Building.
Now, live from In the Building, a guy's favorite segment, Mentertainment. My God, there's two of them now. Here they are, Rudy J and Mike Taylor.
All right, Alec. I mean, if Megaplex wants to talk, I mean, we're not in any place right now to turn a lot of people down. Alec recommends
they
Megaplex.
got money. Well, maybe they don't, actually, with the internet.
Are we sure?
Well, I mean, who pays for it?
I thought Chi-Chi's and preaching both were guaranteed to make you rich. Whichever one you want
to
be a preacher.
The toy market's all they got these days. And people like you who go in there and buy the magazines to read the articles.
I don't go in there to buy magazines. I don't go in there to buy anything.
Hey, if they want to, whoever, we don't discriminate on sponsors.
I have all my stuff delivered in the mail. Thank you, Amazon.
Exactly.
Zachary, loving the start times as long as they're between 5 and 9. That way I can watch them live on and comment. I'm going to watch either way. Thank you, Zach. Yeah. We're trying to accommodate a lot of masters right now. These are good problems to have right now. All right, let's get into entertainment news tonight, presented by the studio sponsor. We're in the building, Slackers. All right. We have rappers in the news. And I wish Rudy was here because he always shakes his head because he knows rappers are normally not in the news unless they're up to no good. The noted rapper Nelly has gotten himself locked up today.
What?
Bad news for Nelly. Got busted in Missouri. That's his home state. Isn't he from St. Louis?
Oh, yeah.
Got popped for possession of ecstasy. Okay. Huh. And he did not have any insurance. How? Nelly. Dude, how do you not have insurance on your car?
I mean, come on.
Only a rapper has $80 million in his checking account and no insurance.
What kind of shit is that?
Arrested this morning, overnight, for possession of 4 ecstasy pills and not having insurance. Should it be against the law to not have insurance?
Yes.
If you don't want to have insurance,
it actually is against the law.
I'm saying, but why? Did I misstate that?
Well,
why is that against the law?
Unless he's got enough money to cover everything on his own. You don't actually have to have insurance if you're rich enough. But it actually costs you less to pay for the insurance.
They want you to have insurance in case you're the reason why there's a car wreck, and they want you to pay the other guy's
I don't think Nelly's got enough money to not have insurance. Like Elon Musk never needs to buy insurance, like regular car insurance.
Let me ask you another question. I'm looking up Nelly's net worth. Should ecstasy be illegal? Damn.
They should do studies on it, at least. I think they are, actually.
According to Celebrity Net Worth, I mean, I don't see why Molly, a.k.a. ecstasy, I guess unless he's driving under the influence of it, I guess.
Yeah,
whatever.
It shouldn't. Street drugs should be illegal.
Yeah, Missouri's very anti-drugs.
Mixed with.
Yeah, I guess.
Cut with something crappy, like fentanyl
well, I mean,
or something.
Believe it if you want, but according to Celebrity Net Worth, Nelly's worth $70 million.
Okay, that's still, he should have.
You don't have insurance in your car? Come on, dude. And ecstasy? What is he, 50?
I know, and he didn't have like a boy to take the fall, like Rudy would say right now.
I know,
like,
man.
Where's your fall guy, Nelly? Your limo driver? I mean, I guess you were driving, but
you ever pop Molly?
No.
I hear it makes you real hot. Maybe that's why he wrote "It's getting hot in her."
Maybe so. Who knows?
I'm proud of that.
So take off all your clothes.
I'm super proud of that. Isn't that what you do when you're on the ecstasy? You get hot and take off all your clothes.
Underlay, mama, ia.
Uh-oh. What's happening now? Got at 4:45 in the morning. How old is this? What are we doing, dude?
Coming home from a rave, it sounds like.
What a dumbass.
This is like, what is this, the 90s?
You had a rave at 4:40 in the morning. He's probably like 50 years old.
Yeah,
what are we doing here,
Nelly.
man?
What's the problem here?
He was a badass.
Chilling.
What was that very bucolic badass, country grandma? That was his big giant hit.
Nothing good happens that late at night. What is he doing out on the streets?
Nobody over the age of 40 should have their ass out past midnight. You should be over that by now. Unless you're at a baseball game and it went 19 innings or something.
That's disappointing, Nelly. It's disappointing.
That is disappointing. Grow up, man. That's bullshit. Kanye West is in the news.
Oh, God.
Says that his anti-Semitism was only because he was busy quaffing so much during those days, i.e. boozing.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye's blaming on
every time
blaming on the Henny.
The Nazi comes right out, you know?
Yeah, because every time I drink, I get anti-Semitic too, because that's just how it goes. Get the hell out of here. Punch Kanye West. He is the biggest jackass in America. Says he was under the influence when he fired off those very anti-Jewish statements back in 2022 that got him canceled. Wound up costing him his deal with Adidas and all that. Went on the Candace Owens podcast.
Oh, that's credible.
Yeah. She's one of them who's got her head up Trump's ass, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He says, you want to know what that was? The alcohol I had inside me. Oh, I was right, Hennessy. See, Rudy would have gotten mad for stereotyping. It's exactly what he was drinking, Hennessy. Ye acknowledged that Hennessy, quote, turns people gray and brought out his demons real quick, which is, it forced you to give your actual real sentiments on the Jewish community because you're an anti-Semitic bastard?
Okay.
Hawk Tua girl was drunk that night. She hawked to it on the microphone, but she didn't fire off anti-Semitism.
Spit on that thing.
What a bullshit excuse. What an idiot. Is Pitbull a rapper? What do we call him?
Yes. He's a rapper.
Technically, he is, right?
Yes. Technically, he's a rapper.
He comes out.
What did he do? No.
He joins a bunch of other songs, does a quick verse, and goes, ooh-wee, right?
Yeah, he raps.
Ooh-wee! Like that. Isn't that his bit? He does the ooh-wee shout. And then he walks off stage, and they give him a lot of money.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, he's in the news. For a good thing, I guess. He's supporting sports. Pitbull has bought the naming rights to Florida International's football stadium. All right, it's cool.
Okay.
The FIU Board of Trustees voted last night to approve a 5-year deal to name their stadium Pitbull Stadium. That's pretty badass.
He just went with Pitbull Stadium. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to give the school $1.2 million a year for 5 years. The rapper and singer and businessman, whose real name is Armando Cristian Perez, also known as Mr. 305, a nod to the Greater Miami area code.
Shout out to the 305.
The M.I.A.O. Isn't that what they call that too?
Yeah.
The rappers in Miami?
Something like that.
I probably shouldn't say M.I.A.O.
The A1A.
It doesn't come off as cool with me saying it. And if I say it in cool voice, Rudy gets mad and calls me racist. If I go M.I.A.O., then I get scolded for being racist. But if I say M.I.A.O., I get made fun of for being white.
There's a little
ain't no damn winning.
Wanted, yes.
Ain't no winning. So Pitbull says, for me, what it boils down to is Miami has always been known for being underdogs, no matter what we do and what level we take it to. Being underdogs is what I always felt about FIU, fighting, clawing their way just to be seen, to be recognized, whether it's from education, business, through sports. That's pretty badass for Florida International to have Pitbull now donating you $1.2 million. We got to get somebody around here to do a crazy-ass deal with Jeff Traylor. Somebody needs to take care of UTSA.
Is this the first time a stadium's been named after, like, a pop star or, like, a musician? Like, just straight up? You know, like
I'm Rolodexing
can it be
mentally,
like
and I can't
Taylor Swift Alamo Dome or something, you know?
I hope this kicks off something. I hope this starts a fad, a trend of this going on.
The
can't we have like
Center?
Yeah, the Beyonce Center, Manu Ginobili Stadium, Alamo Dome. Get the fuck Alamo Dome. We need a name on that sucker. I know y'all love the Alamo, Sananto, but would we be willing to drop the Alamo Bowl name if it were Manu Ginobili Stadium? Screw her. We want Manu Ginobili Stadium. The Ginobili Dome. Come on, man. How badass is that?
That's got to be the first stadium, FIU.
That's kick-ass.
Got to be the first time that's ever happened.
Good for Pitbull.
Yeah, good for him.
Yep. All right.
His music still sucks balls, but I mean,
would you stop focusing on that? He's helping mid-level.
The checks cash. That's all.
Hey, you know what? Good on him for giving it to FIU. He could have given it to the U, but instead he gives it to Florida International. So good for him, man. Good on Pitbull. Would have been easy to give it to the U. All right, Zac Efron, the actor, we're getting details of his accident that had him go to the hospital the other day. He had an accident in a pool. I'm like, what the hell did he do? Put his wiener in the grater? Well, what did he do? So it says, according to the most credible news source in America, TMZ, Zac Efron is back on American soil after being hospitalized in Spain following an incident in a swimming pool. And TMZ has the first images of the actor arriving in the States. He's fine. He's walking with his people on a tarmac in Miami after spending some time in Ibiza, talking about partying. Yeah, was covered in a hoodie, had a face covering, but otherwise no lingering signs of that he got hurt. Apparently, he dove into a swimming pool in Ibiza and hit the bottom of the pool with his chest and then ingested large amounts of water and panicked and was showing signs of distress and was momentarily dazed. And it freaked everybody out at the pool so much they took Zach to the hospital because he swallowed a bunch of pool water diving in. How do you hit your chest? Unless it was like way too shallow. He didn't realize how shallow it was.
He didn't
probably popping that Molly like Nelly or something. Probably partying his ass off. Probably drunk.
That happens
I'm gonna jump in the pool, bro.
You can break your back and neck. Yeah, you can break your neck.
They put those signs. Most city pools have those generic little like computer generated signs of people like holding their knee, like ouch, no running and all that. We should replace it with Zac Efron's picture now, like falling in a pool with busting his chest open.
Yeah.
Badass. Hear ye, I have a major announcement.
No one told me.
If I become a millionaire one of these days, I will help UTSA football with some naming rights.
Oh, that's so nice.
I will do it. I will do it. I want you to remember this, 7 August 2024, 6:53 Central Standard Time, Texas.
That's not a lot of money.
1.2 million?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
for a football team, for no.
Well, naming rights to a field. I mean, Jeff's been trying to get that.
No naming rights,
dude. They need the money. But they don't give a shit.
It's more than that.
They would let Hugh Hefner's widow sponsor that damn ballpark if she had the money.
But it's gonna be more than 1.2 million. I'm just saying.
Well, that's for the stadium. Hell, they just need a practice bubble. Jeff can't get a damn bubble built. They built these. I ain't talking bad about the school. I love UTSA, but truth is the truth. They built these big ass these poles to get ready to build a big practice bubble so they can practice on bad weather days. Then some bitch has been sitting there for 3 years. They haven't been able to complete it yet because they don't have the donations in house. That's bullshit. It's crap. It's unfortunate. Sucks. You ever had a near drowning experience like Zac Efron?
No.
You ever panicked in water or anything?
Yes. Recently too.
Wait, what?
Well, no, not recently. 2019. Yeah.
Well, let me guess. It was the ocean, and you had a freak out mentally.
Kind of. Yeah.
LG hates the ocean.
The water just got real rough, and so I was snorkeling, and I had to wave the boat back to come get me because I was.
How far were you from the boat?
Not too far, maybe like.
Wow, they had to go
100 yards or so.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, I was swimming above some manta rays, just checking them out, and then the water just turned, got real rough all of a sudden, and so I had
San
to wave.
Diego?
Nah, Bali.
Yeah.
Bali.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what's Pitbull say? He says, Dali.
Dali.
He does have his shtick, man. It's paid off. No, so I was 5 years old. I hadn't learned how to swim yet. Sitting by a little dinky pool in some apartments with my dad for the weekend, and my cousin Kirby, who was about 13 or so, he thought I could swim. So he runs over. I'm sitting there fully clothed, shoes and everything. He comes running up behind me, picks me up, and throws me in the pool. I can't swim. I'm 5 years old. All I remember is I have my eyes open, and I'm sinking to the bottom, and I'm looking up, and I see blue, and all of a sudden I see my father, Big Mike, dive into the pool in all of his clothes and shoes and everything to pull my ass out of there. And when Kirby, my cousin, realized that I couldn't swim, that poor kid, he felt worse than me. Once they got me out of the water and I was coughing and stuff and I was able to be okay, I wound up having to comfort him, my poor cousin, who was just doing a bit and having fun. He had no idea that I couldn't swim. He realized he almost murdered me on accident. So that's the only time I've ever had a real panic with water. You can't panic in water. That's what they tell you, especially if you're in the ocean. You have to take a breath and get your wits. As soon as you panic, you're done.
Yeah,
you panic,
I was
you're dead.
Panicking. I was getting smashed with waves left and right. Didn't know where the boat was.
If you get caught in the current,
time to call it.
Don't. People also panic when they get caught in current and try to swim straight to the beach. You can't do that either.
You gotta go
swim
parallel,
sideways, parallel to the beach. Fight through it. Let it take you, but just keep your body sideways.
Yep.
Don't let it bring you out. Can't go way out there, but go sideways. Go parallel to the beach, and eventually you'll be able to get off that rough part, and then trek back to the beach. Be careful. There's Uncle Mike's Beach Lessons today in Entertainment, who's presented by Slackles. They got 5 of them locations in town. They are the studio sponsor of this show. Med Center location, North Star Mall, St. Mary's, Nacogdoches, Thousand Oaks, Slackers, Sports, Drinks, and Games, the official sport bar of In the Building. It is Slackers. All right. Shout out to
one of our Thunderdomers went in there last week, and I think they got second place on the Bar Olympics.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's cool. I did see that. That's pretty kick-ass. Robert Godina, 1971. Don't be the YouTube guy. The Beast name a stadium in New Orleans. Didn't the YouTube guy? No, he didn't name the stadium. Mr. Beast sponsors the Charlotte Bobcats, or whatever the hell they're called.
That's right. I forgot about that.
They have Mr. Beast on their jerseys. That's a YouTuber. Jackass. Wait a minute. Are you just jealous, or you really think he's a jackass?
I'm not jealous. I respect the hustle, but the dude is a jackass.
Is he? I've never watched him do anything. He looks kind of like a tool.
It just came out that he treats his crew like shit. Productions are terrible conditions.
Oh, really? Geez. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he was just recently in the news for that.
But doesn't he do a lot of good for humankind? Tries to give shit away and give water to starving people.
Spin it that way, at least.
Wow. Got people arguing whether or not UTSA needs a football stadium.
No, not as long as the dome's there.
I've come around on the dome. At first, for years, I always thought it would be cool if we could have like an on-campus or near-campus stadium, like what Texas State has. 35,000, nothing too monstrous.
They rule that city. It's different.
I know, and you can drink and stuff.
The dome is perfect, especially once they get that downtown thing built with the Spurs organization.
Yeah, I know. I've come around.
It's going to be a benefit.
I've come around. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to this show. It's absolutely free. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Share with your homies.
And hit that notification bell, and you'll get an email when we go live.
Indeedy. All right, and it's all free. You're not going to get 35 emails. You're not going to get spammed or phished.
No, you'll get one email, and it's the
one
moment
email
we
saying
go live.
We have a show. Exactly. That's it. Carl's in here rolling. The dome didn't have a purpose since the Spurs left. I'm glad UTSA gave it new life. Yeah. I wish they could I don't know, man. I don't love the atmosphere in there unless it's full. And therein lies the problem. It's not always full. And, I'm not trying to be a football snob. No, it's fine. It's fine. Stay down there. And you mentioned the Spurs arena. Missions will be building a ballpark downtown before too long, so it's a good thing they stay down there. It's a good thing.
2028,
all right, shout out.
They said.
Yeah, that's the goal for the Missions ballpark.
Ambitious.
That's the goal right now.
Very ambitious.
Indeedy. Shout out to Jay Ribaldo, the official real estate agent of this show. Breaking news from him, by the way. So Ribaldo has a Thunderdomer contact him this morning, and they've got a meeting coming up later this week to discuss this Thunderdomer's future in the housing market. So another pending. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on the wood. A pending Thunderdomer about to do business with Jay. Jay also has all kinds of properties. Like he does residences. If you want a house, he's your guy. He does commercial too, and here's proof right here. So Jay, he's got this listed right now. This is Jay Ribaldo, the official real estate man, just listed a new property over on the east side, right off the freeway off New Braunfels. That looks like a closed-down Bolero building is what that looks like right there.
Definitely a gas station.
Would you like to purchase that, what looks to be a former Valero, and reopen it and make it a store? If we were rich, maybe that'd be the future headquarters of Love You Hard TV, but we're not there yet. So somebody else is going to have to beat us to it. The price, $525K, 2,120 square feet, 0.17 acres. Right in the heart of the east side corridor, heading to the Spurs current arena, where there's so much foot traffic. So if you're looking to purchase an entire commercial building to put business in it, Jay just got that listed up on his website for just over $500,000. So hit Jay Ribaldo up. He's the official real estate man of In the Building. You can call him or email him, 210-887-1081, 887-1081, or you can directly email the man at jribaldo at kw.com. K as in Keller Williams, Jay Ribaldo at kellerwilliams.com. All right. Keep the UT names coming. Keep them coming in here. We got people accusing Mr. Beast of being the Antichrist. Is that why he called himself Mr. Beast? See, I thought the Antichrist was not. I thought Trump was the Antichrist. Comes in here with his pipe, gets a bunch of us to jump onto his bandwagon. And he's not going to be so obvious about it. Beast literally calls himself the Beast. Funny. All right. What else today? We got the Olympic semifinals set in basketball. I'm getting a little bit more interested in it because we are now to the Final Four. And despite France's struggles, they have finagled their way into the Final Four, which y'all know I'm Team France. It'd be cool to see them medal at least. They're one win away from at least medaling. So the semifinals of hoops begins mañana in Paris. I think Pop's supposed to go and watch Wemby play and the U.S. team play. France versus Germany. France just advanced to the semifinals after struggling early in the tournament because the coach of France decided to bench the three-time NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, because he couldn't score. Rudy's great defensively, but they needed points, and they bench Rudy Gobert, of all people, and they rally, and I think they shocked, Australia, I want to say? So good for France. France will play Germany. If France wins, they go to the gold medal game. And, of course, the Americans, we're obviously in the semifinals. We will take on Serbia. Somebody's going to have to go on there and wake up Joker, tell him there's a game because he doesn't even like basketball. Okay, I go now. I play ball. Okay, I play. What time? Yes, okay, I'll be there. Okay, sure. Serbia versus America in the other semifinal. Serbia's gotten its wheels on after looking kind of shaky. We've whooped their ass twice in the last month. However, Steve Kerr is always looking for reasons to panic. And Kerr was saying he thinks that Serbia's been playing possum and not playing as good as they can, knowing that they could go about 80% and get into the semifinals. And now he expects to see the best that Serbia has. So we shall see. USA mañana versus Serbia. France beat Germany. Wemby didn't make shots the other night, but did everything else to lead the Frenchies into the semifinals. And if France loses, they'll play for bronze later in the week. All right, show brought to you in part by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store. In the building, we got August specials. And, of course, everything you get at Texas Cheer, it's always 5% off anyway, regardless, when you mention in the building. Get the in the building special at any of the 7 locations in this area of Texas Cheer Liquor. But they do have specials this month, including Kendall Jenner's own 818 Tequila Blanco.
The 818.
If your old lady likes tequila or margaritas, hey, baby, I got the Kendall Jenner kind. Oh, maybe that'll float her boat. 818 on sale for $29.99. We've got Sterling wine on sale for $9.99 a bottle, or you can get 2 for just $14.99. That's $5 cheaper than the normal price. Sterling Cab, Pinot Grigio, Merlot, Pinot Noir. So those 2 August specials at all the 7 Texas Cheers the rest of the month of August. Buy a teacher something to drink, dang it. Teachers are going back to school. Not me, but anybody you know who's a teacher. This is the time where you start seeing like August specials for teachers. Show your love. Show your love for teachers. Don't buy me booze. Tip us in the chat. That's what I ask. If you want to congratulate me monetarily with a gift for being a teacher, for daring to go into that profession, shoot us up with some money. But if you want to get booze for somebody, there's your August special selections at all the Texas Cheer Liquors. All right. Rudy should be back mañana. He deserved a day off. He did not have the squirts. He did not break a toe. He didn't bust his chest diving into a pool. He took the day off, dang it, because he deserves it. He's worked his tail off for us since January when he came over. And the man needed a day off. He's in Mexico, for goodness sakes, with his family, and so he took a day off and should be back mañana. All right, that's it. We're done. We should be back tomorrow. What is tomorrow, Thursday?
Yeah.
We'll get with y'all and let you know. I will post it on social where we're accommodating Mr. Rudy because he's in Mexico, and we let him have 1 day off, but not 2. He's expected back tomorrow unless he watch, he really will get the squirts now.
So we're aiming for 6 p.m. or later start.
Aiming for 6 or later. At the earliest 6, at the latest 9-ish. But we'll let y'all know mañana. Love y'all hard. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of this one. That's going to do it. I'm going to go have some dinner, drink some beer. Love y'all hard. We'll see you up in here tomorrow.
Hey, man, where's it wrong?
Rudy's not in the barrel of acid. Well, I don't think so. It is Mexico. He didn't get electrocuted in his pool. That also happens.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.